Hello, I'm Garry Pratt. I'm a maritime archaeologist and currently a research fellow at the University of Bristol. My research is about trying to understand the ancient Greek world through its relationship to the sea, how sailing technology developed, how ships performed, how geography, the weather and sea shaped the known world, and to show how networks and relationships were built and maintained, and the real risks and rewards facing ancient mariners and civilizations. Undoubtedly, the Greek world of myth and legend, the Bronze Age of minotaurs, heroes, argonauts and monsters, was one shaped by the sea, people's relationship with it, and their ability to sail it. This was a small Greek world, dominated by coastal city-states, political alliances, immigration, bloodlines and war. No wonder Homer was inspired with the bravery and heroism of the period. Throughout the Bronze Age, populations expanded, palaces flourished, civilizations rose, culture and artifacts became globalized for the first time across the known world. Greek trade and political networks stretched from the UK to Egypt and far into Asia. And the rise of these first civilizations, the Minoans and the Mycenaeans, was centered on and entirely shaped by the Aegean Sea. Not a friendly sea, but one notorious for fierce and unrelenting winds, dangerous straits and unpredictable open waters, and home to friends, enemies and the unknown. I've just come back from Mycenae, namesake of the Mycenaeans and fabled home of Agamemnon. I was visiting my good friends and colleagues who have been excavating the site for many years, and to attend a press conference in Athens where they announced the discovery of a piece of the throne of Agamemnon. During some routine surveying work, this unassuming piece of stone was found in a dry riverbed directly underneath the throne room or megaron of the palace of Mycenae, which had been destroyed by a massive earthquake. Professor McGuinness and his team spent a year or more analysing, comparing and measuring the artefact, and it is undoubtedly part of a stone seat, and it bears striking resemblance to the throne found at Knossos on Crete. So could this actually be part of the throne of Agamemnon, the seat of a hero of the Trojan War? Mycenae has humble origins, an agricultural village on the Argolid plain of the Peloponnese, connected only to the wider Aegean world via tricky sailing routes and within sight of other better placed city-states of Argos and Tiryns. But during the Bronze Age it flourished, developing into a major palace complex surrounded by a city of 20,000 people, with workshops, elaborate tombs, complex water supply systems, public art, and eventually surrounded by massive defensive walls. Ancient Greek texts tell us of Mycenae's great navy and of the heroic exploits of its king Agamemnon across the Aegean and most famously at Troy. More likely, Agamemnon was not a man of legend and heroic deeds, but a man of diplomacy and power, living in a world built on trade agreements, political alliances, commercial opportunities and immigration. He did build vast wealth, influence, and he brought architects and engineers from the Hittite Empire of Syria and beyond, traders from Egypt, craftsmen and artists from Minoan Crete, who all made their home at Mycenae. Greece then, like now, was at the front line of East-West relations, separated by the Aegean and dominated by whoever had command of the oceans. How did Agamemnon build and maintain these networks across the angry Aegean Sea? Who were his allies? Who were his enemies? I want to search for this real Agamemnon, not the man of legend, but the man of substance, who may have sat in this throne room on the hill, on this humble sculpted piece of stone that I held last week in Athens.